This is your weather tonight.
We're going to stay quiet and partly cloudy to mostly clear as we head through the overnight toward the early morning hours of our Thursday. Temperatures continue to drop through the 70s, and most of us likely getting somewhere in the upper 60s or lower 70s for our morning low. I think you're more than likely going to stay 70, 71 if you're Highway 43 or west, where the dew points are a little higher, closer to I-65. It may be closer to 67, 68. But we warm quickly going into your Thursday morning. Check this out. 10 a.m. already in the upper 80s, knocking on 90 degrees. Many of us likely hit either the upper 90s or the lower 100s for daytime air temperature highs, not heat index values, air temp highs as we head into our Thursday afternoon. Here's the Futurecast breakdown tonight. Staying mostly clear, partly cloudy. We head toward daybreak. We're in the upper 60s, lower 70s. And then we head toward midday. A few clouds around here, partly cloudy otherwise. Temperatures on up into the 90s, but watch up to the north. And I want you to start paying attention to what I'm about to tell you, because this is not one of these cases where you just look at the map, you ignore what I say, and then whatever's on the map is the absolute face value forecast. This is raw computer model output, but this gives us an idea of one scenario that may happen tomorrow afternoon. We're going to have this complex of thunderstorms tomorrow morning in Kentucky that moves into eastern Tennessee, northeast Alabama, north Georgia. As it does, it fades out. It dies away by tomorrow afternoon. However, when these thunderstorm complexes die out, they send out rain-cooled air. We know about this every summer. We have these outflow boundaries when the thunderstorm complexes collapse. And we may have an outflow boundary from that moves westward into southern Middle Tennessee and North Alabama tomorrow afternoon. Because of how hot, how humid we're going to be tomorrow, and the fact that the high-pressure ridge isn't parked directly overhead so that the air is not sinking on top of us. We're on the eastern edge of it where you can actually get some upward motion when we're in northerly flow aloft. We may have some thunderstorms develop on that. Futurecast shows us very clearly by 3 o'clock tomorrow that outflow boundary moves into southern Middle Tennessee and it develops a few strong thunderstorms. I want you to pay attention to the overall idea. Don't pay attention to exactly how widespread this shows, exactly which communities get this, but the overall idea that there may be some scattered thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon developing over southern Middle Tennessee, moving down into North Alabama on this outflow boundary that the model shows. If that does happen, and I can't guarantee that it's going to, but I've seen many situations just like this over the years where we have the same exact setup and we do see thunderstorms develop even when the models don't suggest that they will. So I do think we probably will see at least a few isolated scattered thunderstorms tomorrow, but because of how hot, how humid, how unstable we're going to be, a few of those could be strong, maybe even isolated severe thunderstorm warning or two for damaging winds and maybe some hail. So we're going to have to be on guard tomorrow. Not a guarantee we're going to have strong thunderstorms, but I think the risk is there for a few scattered thunderstorms. They would develop over Tennessee and then move southward into North Alabama, northeast Mississippi. Again, I'm not convinced they're going to be as widespread as what this shows. However, they could be. What this Futurecast model shows is kind of what you could consider a worst case scenario for how widespread thunderstorms may be tomorrow, but they may be more isolated than this. So even if Futurecast shows you getting a thunderstorm tomorrow, you may stay dry. This may be much more scattered than what Futurecast shows. I just kind of got this suspicious feeling that we probably will have a few strong thunderstorms either in our area or near our area tomorrow afternoon based on past experiences with similar situations, and then Futurecast is kind of catching on to it. But regardless, deal with this a lot during the summertime with these gusty thunderstorms. Nothing out of the ordinary. Everything fades away by the evening. We're back to partly cloudy to mostly clear skies tomorrow night with lows only in the low to mid 70s. And then we're even hotter for Friday. There is an excessive heat warning in place for all of the area between Thursday and Friday, likely to be extended into Saturday for these heat index values near 110 or over 110. And a few folks could see heat index values as high as 115, especially on Friday. I think that's the hottest day of this whole period when air temperature highs on Friday area-wide may be in the lower 100s. We do start to step that back early next week as the upper ridge weakens and we get rain chances increasing. So the possibility tomorrow afternoon of a few scattered strong thunderstorms. And then late Friday afternoon and evening, maybe a few more scattered thunderstorms. And then the upper ridge starts to weaken and we see thunderstorms scattered, but starting to get more widespread Saturday afternoon, Saturday night into Sunday. That continues into early next week as well. I think rain chances really come up. We're watching the tropics very carefully as well. Not a whole lot going on, but we are watching one disturbance in particular. That's what was once Tropical Storm Cindy, depression, well, the remnants of it moving northward still. National Hurricane Center still holding on to a slight chance that this regenerates into a tropical depression, but there's a lot of wind shear out here, so I'm not quite sure it can pull that off. However, regardless of whether it does or not, no threat to the United States directly, and not seeing one for at least the next 7 days. Mostly clear to start our Thursday morning lows, depending on where you are, either in the upper 60s or the lower 70s. Highway 43 in the west, I think it's the lower 70s. Close to the I-65, where we see some slightly drier air coming in on southeast winds from Georgia, maybe down to the upper 60s for daytime highs. And then we're well up into the 90s, upper 90s, and a few spots may hit 100 or 101 tomorrow afternoon. And again, we'll be on the watch tomorrow afternoon and early evening for scattered afternoon, evening strong thunderstorms. Not a guarantee, chance of rain's only 40%, but if we do see a few storms, we could have a severe thunderstorm warning or two. We'll watch that carefully. Even hotter on Friday, air temperatures area-wide in the lower 100s, and then the rain chances really start to increase over the weekend, late Saturday, Sunday, and that continues with elevated rain chances right on into early next week. There's Look's latest 7-day forecast. Ben Luna's back in the Weather Center tomorrow morning with another update to your local weather.